Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Hello everyone, welcome to All-Star Gamers for the Win. This is Eric.
And this is Eugene.
And welcome back to Infamous for the final time. As a final send-off to this Let's Play, we're going to take a look at the alternative path to this game, starting off with the first karma choice of the game, where instead, we're going to be a complete prick and take all the food for ourselves. Alright.
Gotta be evil now.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Zeka's being an enabler, huh?
I mean, to be fair, he isn't aware of what Cole's about to do.
What do you mean?
This was before you make the first major choice.
Some of these guys might starve.
Hey, that's my food. Get away. Yeah, that'll teach him. And so the evil playthrough begins.
Jesus Christ.
Now I'm considered a thug.
Man, that was harsh. Still, it'll keep us in fiddles for a long time.
Evil eats.
Yep.
Hey, Trish.
What's wrong with you? People are starving and you're stealing the only food they've seen in days?
I did it for us. To make sure we're taken care of.
I don't get you sometimes.
Dang, Trish is kind of an asshole.
I mean, to be fair, you did just steal a lot of food from them.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, what's this?
This is where we have to leave the city. Of course, this one's kind of weird because I don't know if it's like based on positioning or something, but sometimes you just do the evil part and somehow it still counts as a good action. I think I'm supposed to get into the crowd and shoot multiple of them in order for it to trigger as an evil action.
Honestly, this is just your average college protest.
And yeah, the gate's not opening because no, we are supposed to beat up the cops in order to charge it up.
With that out of the way, now for the meat and potatoes of the video. We'll start off by highlighting a good chunk of the game's side missions. There's a lot of them, so I'll let Eric have the honor of discussing them all.
Indeed. We'll start off with going over the normal side missions. Abduction, a simple mission where you wipe out a group of enemies that are holding multiple civilians hostage. Grave danger, you're ambushed by a Reaper in disguise and you have to wipe them all out. Playing Doctor, you have the choice of either helping out the cops or stealing the 5 blast shards they've stored for yourself, which I chose to do because, hey, I'm Brick, why not? The Imposter, take down a single Reaper disguised as a normal civilian. Spy Games, a tailing mission where you have to follow an enemy without being spotted. Satellite Uplinks, you absorb the electricity of a spotlight, then you have to race your way through a path of other spotlights within the time limit. These missions are commonplace and mainly serve to unlock even more side missions for the surrounding area of the map. Explosive choices. You have to energy drain a remote bomb before it blows up the police station. Or you can choose to let it explode, or detonate it yourself, and deal with the remaining cops now trying to kill you. Street Fight. 2 enemy factions are now trying to kill each other, and you have to step in to eliminate them both. I imagine you can earn a whole lot of extra experience points if you play your cards right. Bystander. Either help out the cops to take out the Reapers, or let them get wiped out and deal with the Reapers afterwards. Political Onslaught. Defeat all the enemies in the area to unlock a new clinic as a new respawn point. Drug Runners. You have to hunt down 3 enemies to retrieve the medical supplies to unlock yet another clinic. Hey Eugene, remember Split Decision where I had to save the woman's brother?
Sure.
Well, I chose to leave him to die while I fight off the enemies near their locker and steal the blast shards for myself, because I'm that much of a horrible person.
That sounds just like you.
The other side missions I encountered also have a few repeat objectives from the main story missions. Darkwater has you take care of another tar pump on the rooftop's water tower, just like in Nemesis Revealed. Terrabus has you seeking out and destroy another Dustman armed bus, just like in Terrorized Streets. An L train has you escort another train and wipe out enemies along the way, just like in the rescue.
There's some more side missions, but the more you do to clear out more areas from enemies, the repetition of missions become more and more apparent. Aside from building up more experience points to upgrade your powers throughout the campaign, all you get for 100% completion is trophies, so if you're an achievement hunter, go nuts.
Now for the karma-focused side missions. Let's take a break from being evil for a short while and cover the remaining hero side missions that we have not covered in the main Let's Play. Fan Club has you helping the police with defending a group of protesters from enemies. Walking Wounded has you escort a group of civilians to the nearest medical station while taking out enemies along the way. Containment has you taking out escaped dustmen on the prison roof. Cops and Robbers has you helping the police defend their station from an onslaught of enemies. Officer Down has you tracing an echo of the crook responsible for killing the officer and has to be brought to justice. Tough Caller requires you to arc restraint on an enemy conduit. And Titanic Justice has you bring down a battle between the Dustmen and the First Sons on the crater of the Historic District.
If you paid attention to the amount of hero missions we did in the Let's Play, Walk the Dogs, Tie Down, and Rat's Nest, that's about only 10 out of 15 hero side missions. The reason we only mentioned 10 is because a few of these side missions do repeat themselves to fill up the quota of 15 missions. The evil side missions are guilty of this, so if it's not all 15 missions covered, the remaining missions are repeats, just to make that clear.
Now I'll go back to being a complete prick and look at the evil side missions. Rampage requires you to go on a mass destruction spree until you bait the cops out to attack, then you have to finish them off to complete the mission. Dirty Job sends you to kill a certain civilian in exchange for some blast shards, though you'll have to take on the police after they followed you. No Forgiveness has the quest giver NPC attacking you because her family got wiped out in the blast, forcing you to fight her off, and a group of police showing up out of nowhere to your position. Angry Mob has you hunt down a group of protesters calling for your downfall. Hit Squad sends you to wipe out a SWAT team tracking you down. New Friends reintroduces Sasha as your host for these remaining side missions. She sends you to free a group of Reaper conduits imprisoned at the Warden's prison. Minions has Sasha instruct Cole to infect a group of imprisoned civilians with tar, turning them into your mind-controlled slaves. Then you send them out to help you wipe out the remaining dustmen in the area. Fun fact, this mission is actually based off of an evil power that was scrapped from the final game. The power was called Minionize, and it would have allowed Cole to mind control civilians to help him out in combat. Death March has you team up with the Reaper conduit you freed from the New Friends mission to escort a group of dustmen to a specific location, then execute them. Stick It to the Man has you and your Reaper buddies face off against the police as you're tasked with destroying their police station. Admittedly, I did not know that you were supposed to actually attack the police station to complete this mission, and because of that, I resetted this mission multiple times, and even on the final attempt, I wasted 9 minutes just wiping out an endless wave of police until I eventually figured out what I had to do. In hindsight, I couldn't complain about the good amount of XP I earned from hunting down the cops, so at least there's that. Night on the Town feels more like an escort mission as you follow the Reaper conduits around the area, then wipe out any enemies you happen to run into along the way. And finally, Titanic Beatdown has you and your Reaper conduit buddies take out the Dustmen and First Sons in the crater of the Historic District. After doing these Heroes and Dark side missions, I realized that a good chunk of these side missions are complete repeats of one another and with completely different stipulations. Walk the Dogs and Death March has you escort the enemies from point A to point B for different outcomes. Fan Club and Angry Mob just changes which side of the conflict you're on, ditto for Cops and Robbers and Stick It to the Man. Containment and New Friends both require you to climb the prison roof again for different reasons. And the only difference between Titanic Justice and Titanic Beatdown is whether you have the cops or the Reaper conduits on your side.
The reason Eric went out of his way to do all the hero and evil side missions is because there are 2 additional powers that we weren't able to showcase, as they were locked behind these missions. You have to do the bare minimum of 5 hero or evil side missions to unlock the respective power, with upgrades requiring you to do 10 to all 15 respective side missions. The final upgrade also requires you to max out your karma meter to hero or infamous status.
Doing the hero side missions unlocks Overload Burst, an offensive power in which you can charge up, then shoot a lightning bolt that can chain together on electric surfaces, hurting anyone nearby. The second upgrade would double the amount of damage it could do, while the final upgrade will both increase the damage and reduce the charge time.
Meanwhile, finishing the evil side missions will unlock the Arc Lightning, another offensive power, except this time you're shooting an endless stream of lightning to attack enemies. The second upgrade will increase the damage towards enemies, while the final upgrade will result in weaker enemies killed by the arc lightning to explode, damaging other enemies near the blast radius.
Now with all that out of the way, all that's left is to see what's different with the story. The following footage is going to be a live reaction to all the karma choices and the slight differences of the story up until the epilogue at the end of the game.
So,
Yeah.
you're a little lost here, huh?
Yeah.
Screw you! I've jammed this thing up tight. No one is getting in.
Okay, so this is from one of the sewer areas.
Still thinks he's protecting Lene. Doesn't
Yeah.
change the fact that I need to get
The
in
crowbar man.
if I can either
He
find
has
the
returned.
door that way.
And
Tell him that his wife is dead. See if that
well, let's just say we're about to help Brandon reunite with his wife in some way. Just like that.
Is he really dead, though?
It may look like it, but nope.
Is he still just squirming on the ground?
No, he's dead.
What?
Yeah. Just a split second squirming pose to dead.
to the face. Probably screw me up, send me on another mine trip.
The tar.
Maybe I force this guy to do it for me.
Hit him. Go on. There we go.
Wow, do you talk to him at all, or?
You do.
Oh, okay.
And now Karmic Shift has been ranked to Outlaw.
Go turn that valve or I'll fry you like a piece of bacon.
That was pretty lame.
Yeah. Have fun with that tar trip.
Now that the valves are
He didn't even say anything.
Nope.
Okay, then.
Yep.
the only primary way
Cole, you definitely seen better days.
head into the tunnel and look for it.
I couldn't resist. Oh, and the train. Now the thing with the train mission, the only thing that changes here is actually the cutscene at the end of this mission. It's not much of a story choice, just a result of how your actions have influenced the story somewhat. So let's see how this unfolds.
The crowd was surprised to see the terrorists roll up and free their loved ones, but that wasn't enough for them. I risked my life to save their families, and they want to stone me in return. Ungrateful bastards. Decided to fry one of them, send a signal that I wasn't to be crossed. It's a lesson they
Yeah.
won't forget.
You don't mess with Cole.
Looked around for John, but he wasn't there. Guess the search.
You know what I don't get?
What?
If they're so terrified of him, why were they throwing stones at him? What did they think was
Yeah.
going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, just throw stones at the man that could electrocute you to death.
You're making it real hard for me to feel bad about people that aren't very smart.
Yeah. And yeah, I had to finish off the guy that Cole electrocuted.
Mm-hmm.
Evil train.
Keg attached to the water tower.
Oh boy. And this is the mission where we have to take care of the tar kegs. So what happens if we just choose to shoot at him instead? Oof.
I think I just made things
Nope.
worse. Tried to overcharge.
Conduit jump scare.
A lot of extra tar just got released into the system, and that is bad news. Next time, blow up the keg. You'll take a bath in that crap, but it'll save lives.
Yeah, so
Health means more.
that's the thing with the tar kegs. Even when you shoot it to electrocute it off, all you're really doing is just pumping more tar into the water tower, just resulting in people getting more sick.
Going to be a lot of sick people if you keep dropping that crap into the water.
And I care why, Moya.
There we go. That's my reaction. Exactly.
Yeah. But I guess doing this is better than just having your electric cores being disabled every time you keep getting yourself covered in tar.
Making life any easier for the people in those buildings, Cole.
Yeah. I don't care,
What the
Moya.
hell is going on up there? There are more sick people than ever
get this stuff off the water towers.
Yeah, right. We'd have been better off without your help.
Oof.
Actually, you're wrong. You would still be in the same situation. So,
Yeah.
so you're welcome.
We're dumping all kinds of tar into the system.
And that's my problem. Why, Moya?
Yeah. It's not my water.
Yeah. Besides, I can't even bathe in it anyway without water killing me, so... with each evil karma raid, Cole just looks more and more like someone that just hasn't showered in a long time.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah, the cutscene with Kessler doesn't change there. Yeah, as you progress through the story, even characters like Zeke and Trish start to acknowledge how much of a prick you're starting to become.
That's what it takes for us to get out of here. I say go nuts. I'll see you later.
Zeke sounds concerned, but ultimately he doesn't care as long as it means both him and Cole get out of the city. And of course, picking the posters. Which, yeah, cutscene doesn't change much at all, but other than the fact that you'll see more of the evil poster throughout the city as you progress.
Right on. I'll print up more of those and start hanging them all over the city. It's gonna be awesome. Zeke is never gonna believe this one.
Evil exposure. Okay, this one's not really much of a story choice in this mission. This is actually highlighting the third and final karmic shift, Infamous. Yeah, the game's namesake is a karmic ring.
Cool.
And now you get to fully see what Cole looks like now all the way to Infamous. Man, he looks filthy as hell.
I don't even know what to tell you.
And I guess all that black tar just created like an electric look on both his clothes and the back of his head.
I guess so.
But still, he just looks more filthy.
Yeah, it doesn't look cool at all.
Oh. Okay, and for anything for Trish, this is after you end up saving her after you first encounter Alden.
What I do?
If you really cared about me, you wouldn't be running around attacking innocent people, destroying what little they have left. You know, it's like you're purposely trying to undo all the work I've done. But what really upsets me is that it didn't have to be this way. You brought this on yourself. You can sleep downstairs if you want. Just stay away from me.
Yeah, so Cole and Trish do not get back together if you're evil.
Zap that guy and cut him loose.
Oh yeah, and
Just
this
walk
guy.
away and leave him there to rot.
Yeah, there's really no, other than increasing your Infamous rank, there's no, like, story event that happens if you just walk away. You just continue the mission as normal.
Cole, I'm at the hospital.
And now the follow-up to Alden's arrest gone wrong.
What did you do to him, Cole?
I didn't do anything. It's Zeke's fault a bunch of cops are dead. That Alden is running loose.
You really expect me to believe that?
Believe it or not, it's the truth.
Yeah, Trish doesn't buy any of Cole's excuses. Even if he is telling the truth.
Now, use it to blow off the golem's arm.
Oh, the
Make my
golem.
life easier. But the explosion will incinerate all of those injured people.
Too bad I didn't care in this playthrough. let him fry. Just as long as it makes fighting this golem much more easier.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Oh, and this is the one. This is the one where Kessler has forces Cole to make a choice between either saving Trish or saving 6 doctors. What did you think was... So what do you think's gonna happen, Eugene?
I don't remember.
Of course, I still couldn't resist the blast shards. And you could definitely tell from the amount of battery cores I have that it's really paid off. Definitely a lot more compared to how much I had in the main Let's Play. So let's see, do things end well for Trish this go around?
Trish!
Who the hell's Trish? Get me out of this!
Yeah, through the power of foresight, Kessler ended up putting Trish on the other building. Which, yeah, that also means that Trish is destined to die regardless of what you choose.
Trish fell. All my powers, and I couldn't do a thing. For a second, she sprung to life, just long enough to say that she was ashamed of what I'd become. That God had given me these powers, and I'd squandered them, hurting others and thinking only of myself.
I mean,
I buried
she is right in this
alongside
playthrough,
others who died
because
since the blast.
Okay, but what if you... Okay, but this is what I think is real dumb about all of this. What if he did everything good, and then in this choice he decided to do the quote-unquote wrong thing? It's the same damn cutscene?
I'm not sure. I imagine the cutscene would stay the same if you were mostly good up to this point. I never really tested it out, to be honest. I just always stick with either good or evil. Maybe I'll have to test that out off screen. So this is what happens if you choose to activate the Ray Spear in second to last mission.
As I activated, I think of Trish, how she died.
Evil Spear.
I swear to myself that I will never let something like that happen again. Then John rips it away, telling me I'm crazy, screaming, but it's too late. The Ray Spear breaks open, creating a vortex. It tears John.
Yeah, John still gets torn apart, no matter what.
John and the Ray Sphere are gone. Reduced
Except Cole
to
doesn't
ashes.
care.
But I got what I wanted.
Now this is what's cool when you activate the Ray Spear. You not only get a significant amount of XP for activating it a second time.
That feels good.
Yeah, I don't know why I was considered more heroic in this mission. But what happens is how the electricity looks. Now it's just pure black with a red hue over it.
Thinking that will help you face what's coming. Maybe you're not a lost cause.
For the longest time, I wanted nothing more than to get out of this city, leave it to rot. When I was staring at the Ray Spear, I realized that there's no reason for me to leave. This is my city now. I control every inch of it, and no one is going to stand in my way.
Cole is far too gone at this point.
Yes, I suppose it is that time. Meet me over by the stack.
But yeah, the black electricity, it does look pretty cool. Which, I hope you have plenty of side missions to do after this, because by the time you get this awesome looking electricity, you don't really have anything left to do in the story outside of the final encounter against Kessler. Which kind of plays out exactly the same. Just that it took much longer. Oh yeah, those Kessler ghosts. What happens when you get close to them? Boo! Kessler jump scare. But yeah, boss fight plays out the same, just that it took longer for me to finish because unlike the main campaign, I actually played through this entire evil campaign on the hard mode difficulty. Yeah, surprisingly went a lot smoother than I expected. I mean, yeah, I still died multiple times, but there was still a lot more smooth sailing when I fully upgraded everything.
Because of me.
The ending plays out exactly the same as the original, but the only thing that's different is the epilogue.
Down notch by notch, and it's never getting up again. Kessler thought he was preparing me to face some beast, but I'd be using my powers for the greater good. What an idiot. These powers are only good for one thing, letting me take what I want when I want. In a place with no law, the strong take what they want, and the weak are their slaves, their playthings. And no one is stronger than me.
And that just wraps up the evil playthrough. What'd you think?
It was pretty lame.
Yeah. Story doesn't really change all that much, regardless of whether you were good or evil. Which is kind of disappointing. I mean, some of the missions were fun, and the evil powers were also pretty cool. But, yeah. Just, not really a whole lot changes when you choose to use your powers for evil. Other than, different powers you get, as well as how your main existing powers is always different depending on your allegiance. And with that, we can finally call it a wrap on Infamous. We would like to thank you all for watching this Let's Play. We hope you enjoyed this journey we traveled together. A journey that would technically end up going on ice for nearly a decade, but hey, better late than never, am I right? Maybe sometime down the line we'll cover Infamous 2 to see how Sucker Punch will continue Cole's story, as well as how much the game improves from the original's framework. Until then, this is Eric.
And this is Eugene.
And this is All Star Gamers for the Win, signing out.
Laters.